welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel. It is Wednesday night. There we go. Wednesday night, February 2nd, 2022. Last minute, got done class early tonight. Class was done around 7:50. Got home at the house around 8:10. I only missed the John Moxley Will Una match. Besides that, I called everything from tonight's Dynamite, and here we are. Wesley Williams is not available. My friend, my brother, Cameron Johnson is here tonight. Cam, how are you doing? What did you think of tonight's show? We got a lot to talk about when we get to the CM Punk MJF match.
As we do have a lot to talk about, man. I am happy to be here talking Dynamite. I thought Dynamite tonight was a decent show. Though I got to be honest with you, man. We had a Brandy Rhodes segment and an HFO segment back to back, and I was like, what the hell? But it's okay. It's okay. I barely paid it. I'm sorry. I'm letting you know now. I barely paid attention during those segments, man. South Park got a new episode on, and when Brandy Rhodes came on the television, that took my attention. So I'm being perfectly honest with you. So
it's all good, man. I totally understand. Big South Park fan you are, I know. So I totally understand it. That segment, oh my gosh. You got some stuff to talk about as well. But yeah, big night. Everybody thought that the CM Punk MJF match was not going to happen. And it did. And they had a well over 30-minute match. I don't think there was even a time limit on the match because they wanted a winner. So, finally, they had a match. MJF came out victorious in Chicago. He defeated CM Punk in Chicago tonight, and we have a lot to talk about that. We'll get to the main event, and also, I think they're going to have another match after tonight's finish. MJF did not win clean. I think they are going to have another match at Revolution, and I'll get to that when we get to the main event. But before we do, thank you all for watching here tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I usually say at the ending, I'll say in the beginning as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We got some great content coming up on the channel in February. Revolution is a month away. I will be attending Rampage, Fan Fest, and Revolution. So if anybody's going, please leave a comment below. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram at Colin_Joseph. I'm trying to meet as many people as possible, talk wrestling, talk sports, get on the vlog, and I'm just trying to make that a really big weekend. So if you have not already, be sure to go ahead and do those things. And be sure to go ahead and check out my reaction on the this past weekend's conference championship games. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Rams come out victorious this weekend and are heading to the Super Bowl next weekend. Check out that reaction video if you have not already. So let's get to the Dynamite review. I missed out on the John Moxley Will Una match. This match was supposed to be John Moxley against Brian Kendrick. And Brian Kendrick got released from WWE yesterday. He got released literally yesterday. It was supposed to be him versus John Moxley, and all of a sudden he got pulled. And I don't know. You might know. I don't know why Brian Kendrick got pulled from tonight's match. To be honest, do you know?
He got pulled from the match tonight because He got pulled from the match tonight because he made some comments. I don't know when these comments were made, but he made some comments he shouldn't have made not long ago, and they got dredged up, and they got dredged up. I think he talked about the Holocaust, and I think he talked about the Holocaust of Sandy Hook, which is a big no-no, but he mentioned something about that, and he mentioned something about that, and they, got social media into a big uproar. So Tony Khan pulled him from the show, which was the right decision to make. But that's all I know. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said or what, but apparently it was very bad stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I I have no idea why he got pulled. That's why I asked you. But it was supposed to be him and Moxley. It ended up being Wheeler Yuta against John Moxley, which is a rematch from a couple months ago. I did not see the match. Moxley won, obviously. The only spot that I saw on Twitter, which actually, uh, the spot where he was on the outside, he was staring at um, Orange Cassidy, and Dan Housen was out there too, and he did his pose. Moxley turned around and he kind of like a little bit. The reaction on Moxley's face was hilarious, dude. That was funny. So I guess Dan Housen's are the best friends now. I'm not so sure, but Moxley beat Will Yuta, and after the match, Brian Danielson. Brian Danielson came out and he starts pitching to Mox that they need to work together. And with them together, they could be a dangerous force in AEW, not just them, but other people. Bringing in the of a Wheeler Yuta or Daniel Garcia or Lee Moriarty. He was bringing up these young wrestlers in AEW. So Brian is teasing that he wants to start his own faction in AEW, which I love to hear because I think that's something that's actually going to happen um, later on down the line this year. I do think that Brian Danielson is going to be starting his own faction, maybe in the summer. I'm not so sure. But he's pitching this idea to Moxley, which is he's giving Moxley time. Obviously, Moxley's going to say no, but for a potential Danielson alliance in the future, what kind of young wrestlers would you want to see paired up with Danielson? Would you want to see a Daniel Garcia or a not Dante Martin, obviously, because he's top flight? Maybe a Lee Moriarty, those guys?
I would love to see it, man. I think Daniel Garcia. I think Daniel Garcia would be the perfect person. Like if Danielson has a group, I think Daniel Garcia has to be in there because I get like 2006 Ring of Honor Brian Danielson vice from Daniel Garcia. So if they do, shout out to Daniel Garcia by the way, the PWG bowling winner. Shout out to him. No, shout out to him. But if they're gonna do this faction, but if Danielson is gonna get his own faction. Daniel Garcia is a must. Daniel Garcia is a must. He must be in there. I think Lee Moriarty. I would love to see him. I think Lee Moriarty's another one. I'd love to see him in there. I'd love to see him in there. Here's another name, Layla Hirsch. I'd love to see Layla Hirsch. And I'd love to see Layla Hirsch in the Brian Danielson led faction. I'd love to see it a lot. I really like to see it. And I'm gonna throw the name Jake Atlas out there. Why not? Why not? When
Okay.
Jake Atlas why not? When Jake Atlas comes back from injury, why not throw him in there? Why not throw him in there? But I love the idea of Brian Danielson having his own factions, or having his own faction with like the Young Lions of AEW. I think that's a tremendous idea. I like it a lot.
Okay. What about if he did have Daniel Garcia in his faction and he just became the leader of that faction between Daniel Garcia and 2.0? You think 2.0 would be a good fit in that faction, or they'd
I,
be on their own?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind it. I think in this instance they would be on their own, but I wouldn't mind 2.0 being a part of that, being part of that Danielson faction. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah, I speculation's a lot, man. But listen, it's obviously not going to be a thing that happens now. The fact that Danielson even mentioned it probably tells me it's going to happen in the future. So I don't think it's going to happen now. Obviously, this is leading to a match at Revolution between Danielson and John Moxley, which we all are very excited for. And that's going to be an absolutely amazing match. So, uh, really paying attention during this segment, but we got to talk about it, man. The segment of the century, Rhodes and Dan Lambert. I'm kidding. It wasn't the segment of the century. It was a thumbs down. It was a thumbs down segment. Uh, Brandy was out there. She was getting booed this entire segment, and she was getting booed so bad that Dan Lambert, of all people, was a babyface. When they heard his voice, the crowd popped big for him. In this day and age, we would be seeing cheers for Dan Lambert of all people.
Yeah.
But Brandy, what's up?
Go ahead.
Oh. So Brandy was talking on the mic. I don't even remember what she was saying. She was getting out the F chop chants. Then she was like, "Are you done?" And Dan Lambert says, "You might as well just turn your whole household heel." And yeah, you might as well just turn the whole Rhodes household heel, since nobody's on your side. And then Brandy proceeds to give Dan Lambert probably the weakest slap in the face I've ever seen in my life. That was so. It's like she just touched him on the face. It was super, super weird. And then Paige Van Zandt came out, and they barely brawled. When she got in the ring, dude, just the entire, like, they didn't even touch. So I don't know. I'm not feeling like I like seeing Paige Van Zandt. She wants to have a couple matches in AEW. That is fine by me. But against Brandy Rhodes, someone just can't wrestle. Like no. She's not a good wrestler at all. And bad match. It's gonna be a horrible match. And I'm not excited for it. If they freaking put this shit on Revolution, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible if they put this on Revolution. So, I don't know, man. A segment all around. Brandy Rhodes got absolutely cooked. Dan Lamb, need your thoughts, Cam?
Brandy Rose is absolutely terrible. No offense to Brandy Rose. I'm sure Brandy Rose seems like a very nice lady, but Brandy Rose is terrible. She is absolutely terrible. I have no interest. I have no interest. Randy Rose is going heat with me. I have no interest in seeing her on my television set. I thought the line she made to Ethan Page about we only signed you so we could get Josh Alexander. I thought that was a very cringe. I thought that was a very cringe and very unnecessary. Brandy Rose is awful. Brandy Rose is awful. She should not be on television. She is awful. She should not be on television. And God, and the match with Paige Van Zandt, I'm not looking forward to. Like, this is a legitimate question.
Who is?
Has anything that Brandy Rose done in AEW been good? We had the Nightmare Collective for the
Stop.
NyQuil Collective to
Stop.
start out. That got dropped because that was just fucking terrible. Now we have this. Now we have this, which is just bad on all fronts. Absolutely. Oh God, Randy Rose sucks. Keep her on dark. Keep her on dark, but please don't put her on TV. Don't put her on Dynamite.
Just keep her in her chief brand officer role, man. You know, it's like she's not good. And the more she's off television, the better. The more she's on television and in programs like this, the
Yeah,
worse.
yeah,
The worse.
and also this
Go ahead.
segment, could have gone to something else. This segment could have gone. This segment could have gone to something else. I don't know what it could have gone to, but I'm sure they could have found something else other than this segment. Like this segment should have been scrapped from the show completely, and I hope this angle gets dropped. 'Cause Randy Rose, she's terrible, absolutely terrible.
They ain't dropping it, dude. They're not gonna drop it. It's a Rhodes. Why are they gonna drop a program match? That's obviously going to happen. So, I don't know, man. It sucks. Shit sucks. It's whatever. But yeah. We move on to something that was very good, which was a tag team match between uh, Kings Malachi and Brody King. They took on Pac and Penta. Very good tag team match. Enjoyed it. Fast paced. Pac came out basically hugging Alex Abrahantes, using him as his shield, as he had blindfolds over his eye, and he was starting the match with Malachi. And for a second, he was wrestling with blindfolds over his eye. I'm like, there's got to be something like a small pitch that like he can see that he's able to wrestle with it. So I was impressed by that. But then obviously, and him and Penta were hot and doing dives on Brody King and Malachi and commercial. Pac took up most of the beating from Malachi Black. Penta got the hot tag coming on as a house on fire. Super kicks to Malachi Black. Hang at it with Brody King on the outside. But the ending of the match, he went a patch pile driver with Pac. No, he did. He tried to go for his finisher that he does with Ray Phoenix, and Brody King pushes Pac on the outside. Malachi Black spits mist in Penta's eyes, and Malachi Black and Brody King get the victory here tonight, as I'm pretty sure we're heading for the inevitable one-on-one match between Pac and Malachi Black at Revolution. Pretty sure that match is a lock for to happen at Revolution. Very good tag team match. I'm really enjoying this feud, and it's going to culminate at Revolution with a match between Malachi Black and the Bastard Pac. Cam, your thoughts, pal?
I thought this was a fun. I thought this was a very fun tag team match between these two guys. I mean, excuse me, between these four guys. The House of Black. I'm just calling them the House of Black. By the way, I'm not calling them Kings of the Black Throne. I'm just calling them House of. I'm just calling them House of Black. That King of the Black Throne should be so. It's completely unnecessary. Like just call them the House of Black. Okay, Malachi Black and Brody King look absolutely fantastic together. I am loving this tag team. I am loving this duo. They look absolutely fantastic together. I thought this was I thought this was a fun match here, and the match, and the match at Revolution between Pac and Malachi. It's gonna be a fun match. It's gonna be a fun match between those two guys there. So I cannot wait. So I can't wait for that match at Revolution. I cannot wait for that match at Revolution.
Yes, sir. Um, do you think we'll probably get another debut of the House of Black at that show, or for right now they're just sticking with Malachi King?
All right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still thinking Pac might turn. I don't know.
I think they keep with. I think they stick with Black. I think they stick with Black and Brody King for now. I think we are gonna get other members, but for right now, I think they're just gonna stick. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna stick with those two guys for now. Give it time. Give it time to. Give it time to. Give them time to get that duo established, and then add another person. I think that would be the route to go.
Yeah. Backstage segment with Adam Cole in what they're now calling the Cutler Cam. So, Adam Cole backstage with Brandon Cutler says, I did not lose to Cassidy last week, as that lights out win for him will not go into the record books. It means I'm still undefeated here in AEW, and I've been undefeated for a numerous amount of months here in AEW. I'm going to prove that I'm going to prove that Friday when I face Evil Uno on Rampage. Not only will I hurt him, but I will destroy Friday. Everybody will know what I want. Obviously, he's getting the match with Adam Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship.
Well, I
No
thought he
way
was
in hell,
buried.
Lance.
But I thought he was buried, though.
Too. I thought he was buried too, man. It doesn't even count to his win-loss record. So why the concern? Concern that he's buried. But anyway, match is a lot. Archer wins next week, right? We'll get to that in a little bit. But no way he wins next week, right?
Yeah, no way he wins.
Yeah. So Adam Cole is probably going to reveal Friday that he wants winner of the Lance Archer Hangman Page match, which is happening on next week, which we'll get to right now. Shivani was in there, and excuse me, the AEW World Champion Adam Hangman Page, and Hangman said he wanted a fight. And 3 weeks ago, he asked for a fight, and now we know he's 100% got it, and he knows week. And by the way, the graphic during his, did you end up seeing it? He says doesn't know yet, but his flight tomorrow got canceled.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Yes.
funny. Yeah. So mentioned that on his promo that that his flight's probably going to get canceled because it's snowing in Chicago, and he wants to fight tonight. And he knows Lance Archer's back there, but Dan Lambert and Jake Roberts came out there. They talked on the microphone. Lance Archer just storms out there, and he just says like enough talk and starts brawling with Hangman Page. Then he catches him, throws him to the ring post, choke slams him on this, gives him the blackout through the table on the outside, and says, I don't care what anybody thinks, what anybody wants. I have the most popular guys in AEW. Next week, I will be the World Heavyweight Champion, and everybody will have to deal with it because everybody dies. Couldn't be more clear enough that Hangman Page is 100% winning the match next week. No way in hell Lance Archer is taking that title. I'm very excited for the match. I think the match is going to be a Texas Death Match for the World Championship next week in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And should be a awesome match. Hangman Page is 100% winning, though. No way Archer wins because we're getting Cole and Hangman Page at Revolution. And the segment overall was fine. It was the go-home segment before their match next week, just to put Archer over before the inevitable happens next week. Thoughts?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think I've said this on the Dynamite reviews yet, but I'm going to say this. I do not like this Hangman Page Lance Archer feud. I'm sorry,
Really?
I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. The overall gist of the feud is fine. You know, Lance Archer coming out there beating the piss out of Hangman Page each week has been fine. I do not like this feud because I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way. You can, feel free to pitch in if you want to, but I think Lance Archer loses way too much. I think Lance Archer loses way too much. And I think he's a guy that is in desperate need of a big win. But he's not going to get but he's obviously not going to get that win here against Hangman Page. It's like they brought Lance Archer back, they turned him heel. It's like they brought Lance Archer back, they turned him heel to be the first stepping block for, to be the first stepping block for Hangman Page. And I'm sorry for a guy that's supposed to be, and I'm sorry for a guy that is positioned as a murder hawk monster, like a guy who goes in there and beats the piss out of all of his opponents. I just think he loses way too much. I cannot think he just loses way more than he should. I cannot, like, the last big win that Lance Archer had was what? When he won the U.S. title from Jon Moxley on Dynamite? And even then, he lost the title, like, 2 weeks later, I think it was. He lost the title 2 weeks later to Tanahashi. Granted, it wasn't on AEW. Granted, it didn't happen in AEW, but he still was champion for a very short amount of time. It's just, and he's gonna lose again to Hangman Page. Granted, it is a Texas death match, so I guess it'll be protected in that sense. But he's gonna lose again, and this is a guy that I think needs a really big win. But he doesn't have that win. I think he needs a really big win, but he doesn't have a. I think he needs a really big win, but he's not going to get it here against Hangman Page, and that's what I don't like about this feud. Is the fact that I don't think Lance Archer should be losing, especially with him returning. Especially with him making his return not too long ago. But you're not taking the title off Hangman Page because the match at Revolution is Hangman and Adam Cole. So I don't like the feud for that reason alone, but I thought this segment was fine. Sets up the match next. I thought this segment was fine. Builds more to the match next week. That's just me. That's just my opinion on it. I don't know if you have the same thought process or not. I don't know if the people that are going to watch this video are going to agree with me or not, but that's just the way I feel. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. It's your opinion. You can say whatever you want on this channel. I'm just letting you know. My man, you bring up great points about that. What I think they need to do, because obviously he's not winning, and obviously he should be. He's one of the well-known big guy names in AEW with Miro, Wardlow, Hobbs, and he's up there. Archer. Obviously, he's not winning on tweet. I think what they want to do is they need to put him in a program after this where he's going to be over massively and he needs to win the feud. I don't know who he feuds with next after this because he should be a very dominant force in AEW. I agree with you. I just think they need to put him in a feud where he wins after the Hangman feud. I don't know who that guy's with, though. I don't really know who you could feud him with after Hangman Page.
I don't know either. So, I don't know who you could feud him with either. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know who he reminds me of? Now, he is miles ahead better of Braun Strowman. Lance Archer is miles ahead better of Braun Strowman.
Dude,
but
that's not even a comparison.
I know, but this feels like the Braun Strowman effect when he was with WWE. Braun Strowman, a guy who was just unstoppable monster, could not get a big win on paper. Could not get a big win. Didn't really have a lot of big wins, and I think that really hurt him a lot. Now, Lance Archer, I think Lance Archer will be fine, but that's what this reminds me of, man. That's what this reminds me of, man.
Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from, and I'm not going to criticize you on any of the points you bring up about that. So, but Hangman's absolutely winning next week. It just sucks that I know it's going to be a killer match. They're going to go out there. They're going to want to destroy each other. I'm really looking forward to it. It just sucks that he immediately comes back and he's going to take an L to Hangman Page next week, and then it's kind of like, where do we go from here? That's the question that I want to know. Once he loses next week to Hangman Page, where do we go from here? So that's what we're all going to be wondering about. Week, before we get to the CM Punk MJF match, we have Ruby Soho against Nyla Rose, a rematch from the TBS Championship Tournament. It's quite clear these two have very good chemistry together. They had a good match. Nyla Rose came Beast Bomb. It was a great Beast Bomb, by the way. Really nice. Did Ruby Soho. I don't really have much thoughts on it. Do you have any thoughts before we get to some matches on Friday, next week, and then we'll talk about the main event?
I thought this is a good match here between these two guys. Nyla Rose is very much hit or miss with me. Nyla Rose is very much hit or miss with me, and I think as a performer she's great, but I think her matches are very much hit or miss. I think are very much hit or miss. I think she can have some. I think she has some really good matches some weeks, and I think some weeks she doesn't have. Some weeks I think her matches are not too hot. But I thought this is a really good match between these two ladies, and Nyla Rose gets the win. So yeah, Nyla Rose gets the win. I'm assuming this sets up. I'm assuming this is just the first match in the feud between these two women, that they're gonna have multiple feuds. They're gonna have multiple feuds. But yeah, I thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, I can see them having more matches together. So it's very interesting. But we got Rampage on Friday. We got a pretty good lineup on Friday. Wesley Williams will be back here for Rampage. We got Adam Cole against Evil Uno. We got Ricky Starks and Jay Lethal for W Championship. Sammy Guevara against Isaiah Cassidy for the TNT Championship. And Thunder Rosa finally won against Mercedes Martinez. So they got a really good 4-match lineup for us Friday night on Rampage. Very much looking forward to it. Myself, Cameron Johnson, and Wesley Williams will be here for you with that here on the channel. And then next week we got Adam Hangman Page versus Lance Archer in a Texas death match for the AEW World Championship, and we got another Inner Circle. Is it just a meeting or is it a town hall meeting again? I don't know what they've done this so many times, dude.
I hope this shit ends, bro. I hope this ends with the ending of the Inner Circle. I don't care how we get there. I don't care how we get there. I don't care how we get there. I just hope this ends with the ending of. I just hope this ends with the Inner Circle being finally done. I don't care if it's Santana and Ortiz beating the crap out of Chris Jericho. I don't care if it's them having a big hug and they go their separate ways. I don't care what this turns into. I just hope at the end. I just hope at the end of this segment we get the end of the Inner Circle, because this group needs to end.
Yeah, I can. I don't know. I thought they were going to turn last week, honestly, but I'm guessing they're going to save that pay-per-view when it's Jericho and Eddie Kingston, and they even got Sammy Guevara and Hager in this as well. So we will see what happens next week with that meeting. Versus MJF. My goodness, the match started at 9:20, so they had 40 minutes to fill with this match, and this match was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic. People might not agree. Did you think the match was good?
I thought this was a damn good match. I very much enjoyed this. I thought this was a damn good match between these two guys.
So, they had their let's just say in the first few minutes of doing the match, CM Punk is clotheslining in MJF, and MJF is swinging back and forth like he's on a swing set. And MJF is working the arm of CM Punk. Break, get back inside the ring. Toward the end of the first match, MJF hit the Heat Seeker, and CM Punk kicked out. And then behind the ref's back, MJF takes a piece of duct tape and he wraps it around. He wraps it around CM Punk's neck, and he's got that in for nearly 4 minutes. And CM Punk, and he wakes up, and he's got his eyes open, and he's hulking up. He falls right to the ground, and the referee Bryce Rensburg does the old classic. When I first, all the referees would hold up the arm and drop it 3 times. Classic, absolutely classic. It's also childhood memories, man. If you are watching this and you have a fan, no way that you guys were not wrestling, like just having fun out, and then all of a sudden you just drop his arm 3 times. Guarantee it's happening. If you got friends if you got wrestling friends that are friends. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, Punk's arm drops to 3. MJF wins. MJF raises his arm, and all of a sudden, piece falls. Obviously, Bryce Rensburg sees this. He says, "Continue the match." And CM Punk rolls him up. Dude, I thought it was over right there. I thought CM Punk was going to pin him right at the roll-up. Very, very close near fall. They then continue in the commercial break. They got 2 commercial break in the second match. So Punk he went all out for this match too. Punk hit a reverse poison Rana. He hit the Pepsi plunge. It was like a few minutes left to the end of the show. CM Punk hit the Pepsi plunge. I don't think we've seen him hit that in AEW yet. Maybe against Darby Allin, but I don't remember. MJF kicked out. Then both guys are lying down, and out comes Wardlow. Wardlow comes out. MJF rolls to the outside. And Wardlow steps over MJF to get in the face of CM Punk. They showed it in replay when Wardlow has the face-to-face with CM Punk. Wardlow drops the Dynamite Diamond Ring to MJF. CM Punk rolls MJF back into the ring, and he looks at Wardlow. Instead of focusing on MJF, he looks at Wardlow, turns around. The ref's looking at Wardlow too, with just presence on the outside, and MJF hits him with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. 1, 2, 3. MJF defeats CM Punk in Chicago, which I'm pretty shocked about. I honestly thought CM Punk was going to win this match, but with MJF winning the match, I 100% believe this was the right decision at the end. The right decision to have MJF go over in this instance. I want to hear from you, and then I got some more things to add on because I think they're having another match. So I want to hear from you.
I thought this was a damn good match between these 2 guys here. I very much enjoyed this main event. I'm actually shocked that we got the match because I was convinced. Heading into the show, I was convinced that this match was not going to happen, that MJF and CM Punk are going to be in their gear. But before the match got started, somebody would come out and beat the piss out of somebody would come out and beat the piss out of CM Punk. I thought for sure that is exactly where we were going with this. So I'm actually shocked, and I'm actually happy we did not get that out. That we did not get that outcome here. But I thought this was a very good match here. The arm drop spots surprised me. When they did the arm drop spot and MJF choked out Punk, that surprised me. I thought for sure Punk was getting that. I thought for sure Punk was getting that arm up at the count in like 2.5. I thought for sure.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought for sure. So when that didn't happen, that shocked. So when that didn't happen, that shocked me. So that didn't happen. That shocked me. Them restarting the match here. Then then the match gets restarted. I love the near fall with CM Punk and the elbow drop on MJF. I thought that was it right there. I thought it was 1-2, and the MJF at just the last possible moment gets the shoulder up. I thought that was a great near fall there. And when Wardlow came out for the finish, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought, because I heard the commentators on commentary say that we're gonna stick with this match as long as it goes. So I thought AEW was getting an overrun. And when Wardlow came out, it was like 10:57, 10:58. And I'm not sorry, like 9:57, 9:58. So I thought we were getting an overrun here. I thought Wardlow was gonna come out. Hand something to MJF that would backfire. Punk would end up using it against Wardlow. Something would happen that would allow Punk to beat MJF. And then after the match, MJF would be furious. He would blame Wardlow. And that is where the turn will happen. I thought the turn with Wardlow and MJF was going to happen here. But I'm surprised. But I'm surprised it didn't. I'm surprised the turn didn't happen. And MJF winning, this is the right decision. Sets up a rematch, which they're going to have. This is going to lead to a rematch, 100%. Excuse me, 100% at Revolution. I don't know if they're going to have a stipulation. I know you think there's going to be a stipulation. I don't know if they're going to go that route or not. But either way, I thought this is a damn good main event. They close out Dynamite. This match here was better than all of the Royal Rumble. This match here was better than all of the Royal Rumble on Saturday.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on that. I can't believe I wasted 4 hours Saturday night watching that. Yeah. That close near fall, was it for the Pepsi plunge?
No, the close near fall came off the elbow drop. Punk hit the close near fall came off the elbow drop. I thought that was it for sure. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I thought we talked about it before we even came on. I thought that the ending when Wardlow came out there, I thought he was going to face Punk face to face. Just step to the side and watch MJF lose. That's what I originally thought was going to happen once Wardlow came out. I did not think MJF was losing clean. I thought somehow Punk was going to win, but MJF was going to look good at the end. And other things happened, and F1, and they're actually holding off the heel, not heel turn, a turn for Wardlow and MJF. Now, right, I do think they're going to have another match, and I do have a stipulation pitch, ladies and gentlemen. With the image of Low, just dropping a Dynamite down the ring to MJF. You think they're having another match at Revolution, right? You said that? Yo.
Yes.
Oh, all right then. So, the stipulation that I pitched was, my bad. So, the stipulation I pitched was a steel cage match, just to prevent any interference. That's what I'm going to happen, and that way, Wardlow can't do anything. FTR, Spears can't do anything. And I think MJF is going to straight up beat him clean, and that'll be the end of the feud. Because think MJF is going to win the world title soon. He got the win tonight, but I think another win over him would be great for MJF. So I do think they're going to have another match at Revolution, and it'll be a steel cage match. So your thoughts on that?
I could see it happen. I could see a steel cage match happening between these two guys here. But let me ask you this: if they have a cage match, just if they do, because they're obviously having a rematch at Revolution. They obviously are. If it's a cage match,
Yeah.
who you give the win to? You give MJF the win for a second time, or you give
Yes.
it to Punk?
I'm giving it to MJF again.
Okay.
Punk is Punk. I know MJF is MJF,
That is
but
true.
MJF is probably going on to win the world title from Hangman. Punk will be okay. He will be fine taking another loss to MJF. He will not lose credibility at all. So if they have another match, which after tonight, I'm very, very much confident they are. I got MJF. Do you think?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I think you're breaking up or something.
Oh, my bad. Do you pick different? Do you think Punk's winning if they have another match?
No, I think MJF's winning. I only asked that because I don't know if we're getting the rematch at Evolution and they're going to be done with it. I don't know if we're getting a 3-match program with these guys. If we're getting a 3-match program, then I would think, if we're getting a 3-match program between these guys, then I would think Punk wins just to continue the feud, and then MJF. I would think Punk wins just to continue the feud, and then MJF wins like the 3rd match or something. So, but if it's just the 2nd match, MJF winning, MJF winning, I think would be is the right move.
Okay. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. So awesome main event. MJF defeats Punk in Chicago. So Punk officially has his first loss in AEW. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up tonight for the Dynamite review. Thank you all so much for watching tonight review. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said in the beginning, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Comment down below your thoughts on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite live from Chicago, Illinois. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us tonight in review. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph and as well at Colin_Joseph. Cam, take us home, man. Plug your socials.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Cams. Make sure you follow me on Twitter
again.
Huh? I'm sorry. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Also, make sure.
Did I pause up?
Huh? I don't know.
Go ahead. I didn't say anything.
Sorry. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast, available on all platforms, and also make sure you subscribe to the new version of the CNE podcast. Me and Escobar deciding to do another branch of the podcast, where we will be reviewing all the new episodes of South Park season 25. So if that interests you as much as it interests me, make sure you subscribe to that podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that podcast as well. But yeah, that does it for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching tonight. We will see you Friday night back here on the channel for AEW Rampage. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. We out. Peace.